for that conversation later on. But before we get to that, the March 9th handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga instantly ended the chaotic 2017 post-poll chaos and yet again illustrated the political clout of the families of founding President Mzee Jomo Kenyatta and the nation's first Vice President Kenyatta-Odinga Axis. But just what binds these two political dynasties together, and what is the likely impact of the Kenyatta-Odinga Axis on the 2022 politics? KTN Political Affairs reporter Mrimi Mwangi interrogates.
As the Union Jack was lowered and the Kenyan flag went up at independence 55 years ago, a new nation was born. And alongside with it, two political dispensations came with these two founding political pillars, tightening their grip on the young nation's political landscape from the onset.
Old Jomo had this dictum that the way to make progress or get independence is to get into politics. So he convinced Jaramogi to stop businesses, because he was a big businessman, join politics. He was already political, but he needed that nudge.
Na Jaramogi akatunga wimbo, Kenyatta litaka Kenya, Kenyatta litaka Kenya, Kenyatta litaka Kenya, akafungwa. Asante, asante baba, asante, asante baba, asante, asante baba, kwa kufungwa.
5 decades later, a proverbial sneeze from either of these two powerful families is enough to send the entire country into a political cold. The dynasties of founding President Mzee Jomo Kenyatta and Kenya's first second-in-command, the leftist Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, have since bequeathed their massive political capital to the second-generation President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga, respectively. And like the founding fathers whose love-hate relationship dominated the Kenyan political scene in the 60s and 70s, for the sons, it is an unmistakable mix of political bromance, as convenience allows, and chaos when things are not just working for the two families. This has been the story of the Kenyatta and Odinga dynasties, more than 40 years since the death of Jomo Kenyatta, and over 20 years since Jaramogi Oginga Odinga breathed his last. In 2017, and for the first time, the sons seemingly tested the limits of the long-running Kenyatta-Odinga rivalry in the grueling polls culminating in the September 1st, 2017 nullification of President Uhuru Kenyatta's win. This then plunged the country into the uncertainty following Odinga's withdrawal from the repeat poll, a move that heralded months of deadly street protests and clashes between Odinga's supporters and the police. What followed seemed like the ultimate political compromise between the two political families in the surprise March 9th Uhuru-Raila ceasefire deal that not only extinguished the tear gas and running battles from the streets, but also introduced fresh dynamics in realignments ahead of the 2022 election.
Raila is not honest. And I want to be marked. Raila, you are not honest. You have betrayed my party leader. You have betrayed me as your supporter.
Nasa Uhuru, Nasa Ruto. Sikujua Uhuru na Ruto watapinduka huko na kunasa Raila. Sasa wakanasa mzee akahama. Mpinzani aliyebaki ni mimi tu.
For me to sit down with Uhuru Kenyatta and sign that MOU, it was not easy. It's a very painful decision.
Politics will come and go. Kenya will remain. But what we are committed to is that politics will never again drive our country to bloodshed.
Events of the March 9th handshake also got President Kenyatta's first cousin, Ngengi Muigai, reflecting on some mysterious events that preceded Mzee Kenyatta's death. Ngengi, who was then chairman of shipping and logistics company Mackenzie Kenya Limited, recalls how Jaramogi's emissaries, led by then chairman of Luo East Africa, Paulo Mboya, came calling seeking an appointment with Mzee Kenyatta, to which he flatly refused.
And then they say something interesting. They said, now we come to you as a child, you have denied us, so maybe we just have to die.
But on a second thought, Ngengi passed the message to Mzee, who was away in Nakuru.
He told me, you know what they want to do. They want to bring Jaramogi, Odinga. And he has been getting money from communist countries to destabilize my government.
To prove his point, Ngengi narrates Mzee Kenyatta picked a note from his secretary, bearing a bank account number where money from communist countries had reportedly been wired to Jaramogi, but he was in for a rude shock.
There's money that was being paid to an account in Grady's bank. And I had known who it was. The signatories were high-ranking people in the government. And when I saw the account, I recognized it, and I had the account in my wallet myself. And I told this account is not Mzee Jaramogi's account. This account is so and so and so. And he said, good Lord. And he said, okay, I'll meet them.
This meeting failed to take off twice. First, after Mzee Kenyatta left for an abrupt military pass-out in Lanet, Nakuru. And on the second occasion, after the meeting organizers brought in an unusually large delegation which the president could not meet. Then something dramatic happened 8 days to Mzee Kenyatta's death.
Our family meets on 14th of August. And we're in Mombasa. And Mzee told me, you go and tell your Jalus, including Odinga, I'll see them on the 23rd of August now. I came up, and the 22nd night, that's when Mama Ngina called me. I said, Mzee had passed away.
As the country ponders on the March 9th handshake, debate has been rife on whether this deal could be another stepping stone to the next phase of the Kenyatta-Odinga dominance on the Kenyan politics. Aged 57, the son of Jomo is serving his last term as head of state. Meanwhile, the son of Jaramogi celebrates his 74th birthday in January 2019, having had 4 unsuccessful stabs at the presidency. Raila's next political steps are still a mystery, but pundits have already started looking at who the next heir to the Odinga dynasty could be. The presence of Raila's youngest daughter, Winnie Odinga, among the few people that were invited to Harambee House for the March 9th deal appears to point to that. During the grueling campaigns in 2017, Winnie managed her father's campaign secretariat, getting a front row view of the hectic campaign planning and the management alongside key opposition political strategists and financial mobilizers as businessman Jimmy Wanjigi. A Jubilee political rally hosted by Deputy President William Ruto at the peak of the 2017 campaigns appeared to give a hint as to who could be next in the Kenyatta grooming line.
Nimefurahi sana kufika Nandi County. Ni mara yangu ya pili kufika Nandi. Asanteni sana kwa kuwa marafiki zetu. Wakenya tufanye kazi pamoja. Naomba vijana tupige kura kwa amani. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
The president's second-born son, Muhoho Kenyatta, gave a 24-second speech. In similar fashion, Uhuru would be seen from a very early age as captured in these pictures, accompanying Jomo Kenyatta in various political and government functions. A privilege that allowed young Uhuru to interact with national and international political figureheads, including presidents. Muhoho has also been a conspicuous figure beside his father, accompanying him to his inaugural address of the United Nations General Assembly and recently taking a strategic position at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport when former US President Barack Obama came visiting.
There has to be something inside the person for the public to see. Uhuru also has some brothers and sisters and cousins. But the way he grew into the position, now he seems to have the fire. If it is not there, You can groom all you want, and it will not work.
Recently, for the very first time, as President Uhuru Kenyatta visited the Jaramogi Mausoleum in Bondo at the invitation of Raila, where both leaders laid wreaths on the burial places of Raila's mother, Mama Mary Odinga, and Raila's son, Fidel Odinga. The same region where Uhuru's father, Mzee Kenyatta, last visited on October the 25th, 1969. The founding president had visited Kisumu to open the Nyanza Provincial Hospital in a tour that turned chaotic, leaving dozens dead after angry Odinga supporters clashed with Kenyatta's security detail. Mzee Kenyatta never set foot in Nyanza again to his death in 1978. So could the March 9th, 2018 deal between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, coupled with Uhuru's new connection with Raila's Nyanza constituency, herald a new dawn in the place of the two dynasties on the Kenyan politics? Or will it be the end of the two families' hold on the Kenyan national politics?
There is this tribal balkanization that has been controlling our politics. That, you know, I'm a leader of Kamba, I'm a leader of Luya, I'm a leader of Kikuyu, I'm a leader, so I'll have to get another leader of the other tribe. We put the tribe together and we take the government. That is the politics we play. Now, whatever has come is now a level playing ground.
This time it was, for President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila, the symbolism is that it was now uniting the country. That time, remember, in 1969, the president was stoned in the same place.
A good time to remember Mzee Jomo Kenyatta as an opportunity to unify us, as an opportunity to bring us closer together meaningfully, as an opportunity to enable us to fight the vices that have come to consume us.
You can see the handshake has brought miraculous tranquility in the country. It has also enabled various problems to be tackled, like this fight on corruption is being fought without too much politics.
No permanent friends and certainly no permanent enemies in the murky world of politics, only interests. And Kenyans are no doubt poised to witness more surprises in the future as the Kenyattas and the Odingas